going on, friends and fam? Thank you so much for joining Every Day's a Saturday with your host, me, myself, and I, Brian Roof. Hey guys, another great episode. We got some great guests. This is my first time ever having two guests on the show. Both served proudly in the United States Marine Corps. As fate would have it, while on deployment, the Marines met, and that's where friendship started and has maintained through the years. Now they're back at it together, not sharing MREs, Playboys, or crayons anymore. Now they're sharing screens on a podcast show called Shadowmark. Let's meet our guests, Derek and TJ from Shadowmark Podcast.
Hey guys,
Hey,
what's
what's
going
going
on?
on, brother?
I'm excited to be here, man. This is great. It's always nice to get out and get an opportunity to talk to other people. I'm super excited about it. TJ, I know, is probably super excited. But I'll let him speak for himself, even though he doesn't do it very often.
Oh
Yeah,
yeah,
man,
I'm super stoked.
super stoked. Well, hey, you know what? I love that you guys are both on. Let's get to know a little bit about you guys, about your stories, how you guys end up joining the Marine Corps, and then how you guys started your podcast and how your guys' life are, after the Marines.
That sounds great, man. Well, I guess I'll start. I get because I'm probably well, not even the older of the two, but I guess I've kind of taken the. I think I got out before TJ, so I'll just take the reins on this one.
Senior,
My
senior
life,
Marine.
yeah. So my life before the Marine Corps is pretty good. I can't complain about it. I had a great childhood growing up. Mom, dad stayed together, all that stuff. No complaints. My brother, for the most part, raised me by all means, and kind of did his best just because my parents were working. And it was a great time. He did everything he could to teach me right and teach me wrong, and I'm very proud of that. I love that fact. It's one of the things that I live by. Um, that being said, my oldest brother was in the Marine Corps earlier than me, obviously. He went in crash fire rescue. He went to Japan, did a whole bunch of things in Korea. I think was part of like a sniper team, etc. Stuff like that. Did a lot of things, and I always kind of looked up to that. I was like, I think that's what I want to do with my life. So I was in high school. I signed up for delayed entry. Did the whole delayed entry program for like a year. My mom talked me out of the Marine Corps. She's like, you just need to try college. I was like, nah, I don't know. It just doesn't seem like it's for me. So I try college. I get like half a semester in. I was like, bruh, I can't do this. So this isn't for me, man. And it was funny because my English teacher was actually in the Army. And she was like, you're such a good student. She's like, you're great at this. You're incredible. And I was like, I'm going to the Marine Corps, I think. She's like, why? And it was just like, I don't know. It makes sense to me to do at the time, So I signed up for the Marine Corps with the recruiter there in Omaha, Nebraska. And like, I think that day I told my mom and she was just ready to kick my ass. I was like, yeah, so I signed up for the Marine Corps. I was like, I leave fucking this date, so and so. And my first ex-wife, I told her, and she's like, I won't date a Marine. I was like, well, that sucks. I'm going. So bye. And joined the Marine Corps. I signed up for crash fire rescue like my brother. Well, I've always wanted to be a firefighter. That was, my life dream, and would later on accomplish that. And I'm so happy with that. But they give me my orders, and I kind of know how this is going to go because it happened to my brother. He got aviation ordnance, and I'm just sitting there. They give me my orders, and they're like, "You're 6541." I was like, "Well, that's not 7041, so that ain't crash fire rescue. That's aviation ordnance, isn't it?" They're like, "Sure is." And I distinctly remember at the end of boot camp, my drill instructor, my kill hat. For those of you who don't know, you have like kill hat, junior hat, etc. The kill hat's the dickhead of the group. He sits there, and it was the first time I think somebody had genuinely wished death upon me. But he sat there, he goes, how the did you get this job, Thompson? I said, I don't know, sir. He says, I hope you drop a bomb and kill yourself, you dumb motherfucker. I was like, huh. I was like, just happened. in my life that this guy just wished death upon me. And that was the first time I was genuinely confused. But no, it ended up being a great career. I loved doing it. You know, I met TJ there. I met a lot of great guys. I went to Afghanistan twice, and it was a fun time, man. But that
How many
being
years
said,
did you spend?
what's that? I did 4 years, and I mean, it was great. It really was. I mean, I wanted to stay longer. We had a daughter, and I got out so I could kind of help come back and be with her and do everything I could there. Otherwise, I'd have probably been a lifer. You know what I mean?
Right, because the Marine Corps always said, dude, unless they issued you one, you
You
should
and
have
wife.
one. So,
Yeah,
right,
exactly. They were all about that too.
hell yeah.
That being
So,
said,
what was your year span? What was the 4 year year
I
span?
was '08 to 2012.
Okay,
Went to Afghanistan 2010, and then again in 2011. Uh,
okay.
man, I had such a good time. First deployment, maybe not as much as the second time, but it was good. It was really fun. Uh, I did security forces overseas, and then my second deployment, I was the only collateral duty inspector for the gun shop for a while there. So I ended up having to I was like on call for 24 hours while I was over there. I'd get called out to look at helicopters and work on turret systems for the uh, M197. We call it cannon. I think now I don't think it's called a cannon anymore, but it was classified as a cannon when I was in, and I loved it, man. It was so much fun. We worked on the linkless feed system when it was new, uh, for those 20 millimeter rounds, and it was just so fun. We'd get to go through all the stuff that came with it. Dealing with ordnance was just a lot of fun. Explosives, hellfires. You're dealing with 20 millimeter rounds. You're working on the Modus, the 50 cal machine gun, everything that was that. And when they found out I was ordnance, when I was security forces, they were like, "Oh shit, we got a new gun guy." And I was like, "No, no, you don't. I don't want to. I don't want to be the gun guy." So I ended up becoming the gun guy. I was yelling at a lot of people about a lot of stupid shit. I had a guy try to put the bolt of a 50 cal in backwards, and he got that sucker like 3/4 of the way in there, man. And I was like, "How do you manage that? Like, how do you even do that?" And if you get you can get it in there all the way, but if you get it in all the way, you got to undo screws and bolts, and it's a mess, man. But it was a lot of fun.
Nice. Now, TJ, run us through your time and kind of intercept when you met Derek.
Yeah, so I joined in '08 also. Had a fairly, normal childhood and upbringing or whatever. Uh, but had a really, really big family. So went all kind of crazy, but which kind of prepared me, I think, because you see a lot of weird shit when you're in, but, I kind of already seen that before I joined anyway. So, but yeah, I joined in '08. I joined I tried to be a lad gunner, right? And which I guess was in like 7,200 field or something like that. So at the end of boot camp, when they're telling everybody what their job is, they told me mine, and I'm like, well, that's not what a lad gunner is. I'm like, and then they told me something else. I have no idea what that is. And he was like, "You see that tower out that window?" And I was like, "Yeah." And he's like, "That's what you're doing, air traffic control." And I was like, "What the fuck?" But so anyway, I did that, right? I went to that school, and I didn't fail out of it. I got kicked out of it. There's a difference. But so I got kicked out of that school, and
What'd you get
then
kicked out for? Then let's back that. Let's see.
oh,
Or do we not want to talk about it?
I mean, I can talk about it. I used to be kind of a fucker,
Huh.
I just
I think most of us were, bro. Like,
yeah, I like to have fun. You know what I'm saying? So I was underage, and I'm sure I was drunk, and got in a couple of
I'm
fights or
sure.
whatever. And it was like the second or third time that I'd had to go to the office, talk to the master sergeant or whatever about it. He was like, "You even fucking want to be here?" And I was like, "No, not really. Like, just can you fucking send me home, And he was like, "Well, I'm not going to send you home, but I don't want you here, so get the fuck out of here." I'm like, "Okay." So I left, and I went back to Berksport, where all you do is clean all day or whatever. And then I'm in formation one day, and the sergeant's out there, and he's like, if I call your name off this list, come get in line and follow me. And so he had called my name, so I went and got in that line, and I followed him, and I went over to this schoolhouse, and it was avionics, for like avionics, right? We're doing like electricity, like electrician work. I don't even know. But I was in that school for like 35 days. And then one day the sergeant comes in, he was like, hey, so-and-so needs to see you in the office. And he's like, before you go in there, he's like, what the fuck did you do? Like, I need to know how much trouble you're going to be in. That way I know how to cover my own ass. And I was like, I'm going to be real honest with you right now, Sergeant. I'm not really sure. Like, there's, I'm not going to say anything until they tell me what it is, because there's a few things.
Right.
It could be,
I'm not going to sell yourself out, right?
Yeah. And I'm pretty sure nobody knows.
See what you guys got before I say what I did.
Yeah. Right. And so anyway, I go to the office, and they're like, why are you here? And I'm like, I don't understand your question. I'm like, why am I in your office right now? Because you told me to come over here. And he's like, no, like, why are you here right now? And I'm like, why am I in the Marine Corps? Like, you're going to have to help me out. And he was like, why are you in this MOS? And I was like, okay, listen, I'm still not really following you, so I'm going to break it down for you. I was standing in formation. The sergeant read a bunch of names off a list and said, if I call your name, get in line, follow him. He called my name, got in line, followed him, been here for 35 days. And he was like, okay, well, you're not supposed to be here. You're still open contract. And I was like, fucking all right. And he's like, so what do you want to do? And I was like, I have no idea. Like, that's a question that I haven't thought about since before when I signed the line at MEPS, you know what I'm saying? And so I watched him. He's like, ask me all these questions or whatever. And I was like, yeah, I can work on shit. And he was like, all right, make option. He's like, take this up to the hill. So I took it up there, went back to barracks port for a few months or whatever, and wound up being aviation ordnance. So I guess they decided I wanted to be like a bomb mechanic or something, And so that's how I got into ordnance. And then I met Derek. I guess I was in Afghanistan for his second deployment in 2011. And I met him, and they were doing some shenanigans or whatever. I'd been warned. Yeah, I'd been warned about him. They're like, stay away from this guy because he's kind of a dick. And I was like, all right, yeah, whatever, And then I met him. I'm like, yeah, he's kind of a dick. But like, so am I. So I get it, And
now, what was you guys' rank at the time?
So he was a corporal and I was a lance corporal.
Oh, so yeah, that dickhead, that dickhead NCO.
Yeah,
man, that's what I did best.
Yeah, but I was there too.
Yeah, I was like, as a lance corporal, like I was good at my job. I knew what I was doing. Like I said, I just, could be kind of a turd every now and then. Not like, I never like failed any field days or like any stuff like that. I, like showed up late, nothing like that. I just, was always.
Yeah, he never kept like an alligator in his bathtub or anything, but he was,
Well, so it wasn't a bathtub because it was just a stand-up shower. But so you are correct. I did never do that. But anyway, so yeah, I met Derek, and we just kind of hit it off and ended up being pretty good buddies or whatever, and stayed in contact ever since.
Any of you guys get any NJPs, or were you guys good Marines?
Yeah, I was a good Marine. That's
I was too. I was too. You sound like my buddy too. So,
man,
you got an NJP or two?
I got a couple PG or page 11s, but I didn't ever get roped up like TJ. TJ is the master of rank.
I've got my ass chewed unbelievably and some hands put on me a couple times, but one guy, he was kind of a hands-on kind of once in a while.
Nothing wrong with that. That's the way it should be, man. That's how it should be.
The dude was a lot smaller than me, but he just felt like he could just put his hands on me every time. Because I just sit there like, this little son of a bitch, I will fucking literally hammer punch your ass. Like,
yeah, I'll just thump you. Just go down.
If you didn't outrank me, man.
Yeah, I had a lot of ass chewings, a few thumpings. I got like an
Did you ever get Derek in trouble, bro? Did you ever get Derek in trouble?
I don't think I ever got.
No, he never got me in trouble.
Or did you guys? Did you not? Did you not work under him? Were you not under him or anything like that?
No. Well, I wasn't even under him in Afghanistan, even because I kind of was like.
Yeah, he wasn't even supposed to be with us, really.
He was stationed in California. I was stationed in North Carolina, so I only met him in Afghanistan.
Right. Okay.
No, my buddy that we used to run the podcast, he got me in a lot of trouble because anytime we get in trouble, I get in trouble is what it ended up being. I went to 29 Palms a lot because I spent most of my time in trouble with people for other people's mistakes or because I was the only 7-ton driver. It was great. We ended up we were running some ordnance and it was me and my other buddy that were running the buildup area at the time, and we told these 2 Lance corporals, we said, hey, don't move anything, don't do anything, just sit tight for a minute, we're going to go figure some shit out. So naturally that meant like we were fucking off, but we told them not to do anything, and they decided to take it in their own hands to move a K4 trailer, a big ass trailer with rocket pods on it, and they moved this trailer and they ended up breaking this Lance corporal's arm, and her forearm just snapped. She tried stopping this trailer with her forearms between a wall and the trailer, and it just snapped her forearm. And I'm like, what the fuck just happened, man? I was like, what were you thinking?
She thought she could stop that, huh?
Yeah, she thought she had it, man. It was like, pull the brake, pull the fucking brake on the back, like. You know, it was like, it's that simple. But why the fuck were you moving shit? We told you guys not to do this. Well, Gabe, our buddy at the time, he's about to get out of the Marine Corps. So they were like, well, we can't do anything to him. So my gunny looks at me, he goes, Thompson, you're going to fucking 29 Palms. And I was like, damn it. Again. Every freaking time, man. It's just like, son of a bitch.
And it's dead ass summer.
Yeah, every time, man, every time, and it was just hot as shit. It was miserable. And then maybe I get myself roped up in a little bit of shit while I was at 29 Palms. Me and a buddy drank. It was like I don't know what they call them, a handle. Everywhere else calls them a handle, right? We call them home wreckers in Nebraska. Is what we call them. But we had a home wrecker of Jack Daniels, and me and a buddy drank that in about 10 minutes. And we're in 29 Palms. We drank that. I end up going to the porta shitter. I fell asleep in the bathroom. I woke up at 3. It was like 3 in the morning. I come to. I stumble back to my cot in the middle of the desert. Well, I wake up in the morning, my staff sergeant comes up. He's like, Thompson, what the? He goes, who was drinking last night? I said, me and a couple other guys. I said, why? He goes, there was some motherfucker that was so drunk he could barely stand up and walk coming out of the porta shitter last night. I said, good to go, Gunny, or good to go, staff sergeant. I said, I'll take care of it. Not going to be a problem. So naturally, I had to have a conversation with myself. So I had this talk with myself, and I was like, don't do that shit again. You're going to get in trouble. So my other staff sergeant that was there at the time comes up. He goes, hey, Thompson, do you mind just leveling with me? Who was it? I said, it was me. He goes, okay, I thought so. I just wanted to make sure. I was like, yeah, it was pretty accurate. So the next night we drank a handle, or not a handle, 750 of Jameson each. It was a pretty good night.
It sounds pretty Marine-ish.
Yeah. I came out of the Marine Corps with one of 2 things: a drinking problem and a love for the Marine Corps. So
right.
That's what I came out.
It was funny as hell, dude. Like, tell me no. While you're in the Marine Corps, you try your damnedest. Well, I don't know. Maybe it was just us. We tried our damnedest not to be so moto. And then as soon as you get out, bro, you turn super moto.
Oh, yeah, for sure.
Bro, I started getting tatted up, like just like flag.
Yeah, I know, man. You're in the Marine Corps. You're like, we do the typical yut or whatever, rah,
yeah,
rah, and you sit there and you're just like fake mode for everything. And then you get out and you're just like, no, man, I kind of miss the rahs and the hoorahs and the yuts and and
yeah, and then
it's saying kill for me.
Talking about it.
I do that a lot too,
like,
man.
Someone would be like, hey, man, like, I'll be there in like 10 minutes. I'm like, kill. And I'm like, what the fuck? And I'm like, all right, man, cool. Damn, autocorrect.
And people
I've
look
said
at
that,
you
like,
when you do
I've said that in comments, just like, kill,
Yeah.
like in comments, and it gets, it says like community guidelines or something
Right.
usually. But
I'll get
come
you
on,
in
I'm like,
time.
come on, man. It's in terms of endearment for
Yeah,
the
it's a term
Marines,
of endearment for
Yeah.
Marines. We just,
Yeah.
that's what we do. We say kill.
Yeah,
Yeah.
come on.
Unless
That's
you're
okay.
the one kid I was in boot camp with, he had to say pancakes because he was fat. So
Oh,
Right.
he wasn't allowed to say kill.
Did he end up in PCP or no?
No, he actually ended up graduating. I'm pretty
for him.
sure failed his swim qual, but whatever.
Oh,
It is what it is. I wasn't the drill instructor. I didn't make the rules, but he sat there and he got in trouble while we were on the crucible. And they said, "Your ass ain't saying kill. You're saying pancakes from now, fat ass." And so from now on, it was like, get in formation. He was like, kill. And they were like, no, bitch, you say pancake. And then
So-
he'd say pancake. And then they'd be like, you say, everyone would say, aye, aye, sir. And they'd be like, no, bitch, you say aye, aye, syrup. So he had to say aye, aye, syrup.
Oh, man. That's fucked up.
I was going to ask
Yeah.
if syrup made
There's
the
no
grass
hazing.
grow, but
Oh, it was
What's that?
hilarious, man.
I was
Yeah.
going to ask if syrup made the grass grow, but
It did. It you know how hard it was to keep a straight face as a goddamn recruit when you got this fat kid saying aye, aye, syrup,
Oh, my
pancake.
gosh.
You know, it was. I couldn't keep it together, man. I got yelled at a lot for that too.
That dude probably goes out in the fleet all fucked up.
Oh, I'm sure. Like I can't imagine. I won't name drop, but God, it was funny as shit, man. I laughed for days about that. I still laugh about it. I think it's funny as shit. Like I loved it.
Man, the Marine Corps is just full of fuckery and good stories. That's
Yeah.
one thing.
People don't get that, man.
Oh,
I think
man,
the hardest
there's
part about boot camp was just not fucking laughing
Yeah.
because you weren't allowed to laugh or whatever.
bro, I lost it. So when you're in the receiving, like we were in like receiving for like 3 days or something, and kind of walking around with like a gunnery sergeant, and then a staff sergeant was like they're kind of switching it off. Well, during one of these times, bro, I'm fucking probably like sleep deprived because I've been on fire watch, and all this shit. This is all new to me. We're sitting there, how we got to sit there fucking Indian style, left over right, everywhere we go, left hand, right hand. Well, I start looking at this guy, Bradshaw, and I mean, I don't know what it is, man. I see him smirking, and then it just makes me kind of start smirking, and then it just turns into, and I'm trying to like, oh no. I feel it coming out, bro, and I'm like, oh no. And then like that dude just like looks over me. He's like, "What the fuck is going on?" I'm like, "Bah!" I just lose it, bro, because I can't stop laughing. And he's laughing. That guy Bradshaw's losing it too, and he's laughing his ass off too. I'm like, "Oh shit, man, we're done." Believe you me, my drill instructors got word on that one. Oh, you fucking think you're a clown and shit? And you think everything's funny? So I got for a while there, everything was so funny to me. So they're like, watch this. Is this so funny to you?
Is this
I
funny?
got that for a minute, bro. I was just like,
Actually, it is.
I was like, yeah, it really is. Like, I would be dying. That one arms distance shit and fools flying over fucking footlockers. Bro,
Oh,
I mean, I wish they got to show more cameras of like that Black Friday drops and shit. Dude, when dudes are just losing it and running into each other, like, oh my God, where do we stand? Ah, fuck.
Oh, I know, right? Our Black Friday got real. Like every drill instructor came out and they're black. It fucked me up. I was like, oh no. I was like, I'm dead.
Bro, we
It's
had
like,
dudes
I'm the
fucking
poor white
legit
guy.
flying over their fucking footlockers, falling backwards because
Oh, I imagine,
the
man.
drill instructor's just like, one arm's distance. I mean, running right at him, like, and he's just like, ah.
Yeah, I thought I was dead. I was a poor white guy from Nebraska, man. I was like, I'm done. I was like, game over.
Mooter from Alaska. I'll never forget that dude. Mooter from Alaska. That guy was the funniest recruit ever, bro. He had me dying, and he had the drill instructors lose it several times. She just was, fucking right was left for him and left was right. I mean, everything was fucked up for the guy, bro. I mean, he couldn't do anything right. But anyways, so let's get on how do you guys kind of start your podcast and how did that get going and how's the whole podcasting thing going for you guys?
Oh man, it's good, but I'll let TJ tell this story. This is kind of his. It's kind of really his thing, man. He reached out to me, so
Yeah, man. So I don't know what, like 3 years ago or so, I had reached out to Derek and I was like, "Hey, man, I want to do something to just tired of all of our friends killing themselves and stuff like that. Like, I think we need to do something to try to make a difference and see what we can do. Because at least trying, we're moving forward. If we don't try anything, then we're not going to change anything. Excuse me, but so we kicked that around for a little while, and we, throwing ideas out there. And I was like, man, I think we need to get like a social media presence before we really do like kick anything off. And then I think Derek was like, well, what about doing a podcast, man? Like, I've been thinking about doing a podcast. And I was like, fuck yeah, let's do that. And I'm like, do you know how to do one? He was like, nope. Do you? And I was like, nope. So we jumped on that Google machine and figured some shit out. We're still trying to figure it out. We're not great at it, but do what we can, And that's pretty much what fired that up.
yeah.
All right. And so how did you guys come down with the name and all that stuff too? Was that collective? I've heard about it, but for the sake of the show and everybody else, kind of, explain how you guys came to your name and stuff like that.
It's been a fun, long journey. So we actually started out, what was it, about a year and a half ago, TJ?
Overall?
Yeah.
Yeah, man, I think it was like 2019.
Yeah, it was about 2019. We started out. There were three of us, and we did our thing, and we were never broken. That was who we were, and we were trying to kind of learn all the kinks and the parameters that come along with social media, that come along with podcasting, and we actually got kicked off the air like the second day of our podcast because of some legal issues, I guess, with our creating our own music. So we had our buddy's son wrote a song for us to do the intro to the podcast. We'd play that, and they were like, well, we don't have licensing over this, so you're kicked off. And we were like, bro, like a fucking 10-year-old wrote this, so piss off. And in the meantime, I sat there and learned how to get like our RSS feed and do all these different things, and we sat there and broke that down, did all that. We got back on the air in no time. Well, it took, I think, I won't say the name of the company, but it took them like 3-4 weeks to get back to us. When I was like, because I wrote them, I was like, look, like, this is a song that we wrote. It's not licensed. Doesn't need to be licensed by you. It's our own shit. They finally got back to me. They're like, sorry for the inconvenience, blah, 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 blah. We'll put you back on. So no problem there. Happy to be with them. Everything's good there now. But we did that. We went probably about a year under Never Broken. We had some really good following. We had a lot of good conversations, and we kind of started to get a grasp on what is podcasting and what comes with it. And we had a lot of good people reach out to us. We had people reaching out to us saying, hey man, thank you. Hey, can you help me? And I think that was the biggest thing we took from it during that time, was that we had people reaching out saying, hey, can you help? And we were happy to be there. The big thing for us is kind of like, it's taken 1 second out of the day or out of your time to sit there and just be there one more second, be there one more minute. And we're happy to be those guys for people. We've encouraged people to reach out to us. And we got that from the get-go, you know what I mean? So we did that. We were Never Broken for a while. And then we kind of had a falling out a little bit over some dumb stuff. and not a big deal, is what it is. Friendships weren't worth losing, so me and TJ set everything aside, and we were like, let's rebrand. Let's rebrand. Let's do this thing over, and let's try to do it right from the get go, because we kind of have an idea what we're doing now. And I kicked that whole thing off, where I was like, let's just do this. TJ is a fucking lyrical genius. So TJ's spitting these ideas, and he's like, blah, 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 blah. He sends me like a million names. I was like, man, I like Shadow Mark. I was like, that's cool, man. I was like, what the fuck's it mean? Yeah, you know what I mean? So
Right.
I'll let TJ explain what it means, because that makes the most sense.
Yeah, I was just trying to come up with ideas, so I started going over like different, just putting things together, you know what I'm saying? Stuff that might be catchy or would have like a meaning to what we're trying to do, right? So like to shadow somebody is, to follow them, observe, see what they're doing, and then a mark is like a target, right? So you're going to follow your target and then stay on target. And that's kind of why we decided to go with that, just because of what we're pushing forward for with our trying to be a mental health podcast and stuff like that. So we need to try to stay on target a little bit better than we do most of the time.
Yeah.
But we're following it a lot, so we got the shadow part down. Like
Yeah, we're following. We're just not quite on the mark, because we suck
Yeah.
at staying on topic. But you get what you get with us. And then the logo, kind of, for me at least, it's everyone feels like they're a lone wolf in the veteran community, it seems like. And when you look at wolves come in a pack. So whether you think you're the lone wolf or not, you have a pack. You've got a million guys behind you at any given time that are going to be there for you. So that's where it becomes Shadow Mark, never fight alone. You know what I mean?
Love it.
It's about never being by yourself. You always have a million guys you can turn to. You always have somebody that you can rely on when you need someone. I can tell you right now, I was having a terrible fucking night last night. Last night was kind of my breaking point, and I was able to call several people, and I got the help I needed. Where it was like, I need an ear. I just need somebody to bullshit with, somebody to remind me that everything's good. And I got that. So I'm super, super thankful for the family that we've created, for the family we have. I mean, it's been incredible. Like, what else can you ask for out of life than people that care about you?
Yep. Yeah, man. And there's a big, huge veteran community out there. And as I've done this podcasting stuff, I've had, guest after guest. So many people are very open and easy to talk to. Like you guys are, when we got numbered, Derek and me, when we got on the phone, bro, we talked for a while. I mean, here we go. We get on this. We can have an easy conversation, all of us. It's just, it just making more shows like this and showing that it's easy and when, hey, be vulnerable sometimes too. I mean, if you go through a lot of my episodes and it goes through my lifeline, I'm pretty vulnerable out there. I share some things out there that don't want to share, but I'm human. You know what I mean? And it just shows that I am human. And yeah, I'm a man. I'm a Marine. Yeah, I'm tough, and shit. But I have my days. I have my weekdays and shit. And I'm in the mud, and I need someone to pick my ass up. You know what I mean? So, and we all are there. But it's just like I love the brotherhood and the sisterhood and just the camaraderie that the community. I feel like everybody's kind of starting to build within the podcast and all the listeners that are coming on. I mean, it's really cool.
Yeah, I love that too, man. TJ does a great job explaining kind of all this from our side of things, what we're trying to build, what we're trying to do. So I'll just kind of kick it back over to TJ on what we're trying to do. He does such a great job explaining it that I can't do.
I don't know about all that. I just so pretty much like the idea behind. So when we started the podcast, how we wanted to do something to help, right? We have bigger things in mind, right? This was kind of our starting point to just get out there and let people know who we are, what we're trying to do, and get our name out there and stuff like that. And but in the bigger picture, what we really want to do is be able to build communities throughout. Because I'm in Oklahoma, he's in Nebraska, right? And it's easier for me to start like a community here in Oklahoma, and it'd be easy enough for him to start one in Nebraska, but that'd be about as far as we could go. So that's why with the podcast we're trying to push beyond that, right? So we have like every state, if we could have something like an ambassador or something like that for a group of veterans or first responders, not just veterans, anybody that's really dealing with issues like that. And go and just a place where you can go and be with like-minded individuals and understand like you're not alone, like there are other people just like you out there, and just have a good time, man. Whether it be sitting around having like cornhole tournaments, volleyball tournaments, home run derbies, whatever you can do. Kind of like do like even ruck marches, like Reverend Warriors, with kind of what they do, and just get people together and that way it's good networking. You can find people, because for some people it's hard to reach out and meet new people, because some of us are kind of reserved and don't like people or don't like going out and doing stuff, but if you go to an event like this where everybody's like you, then it's going to be a lot easier for you guys to kind of hit it off, because you're going to be pretty similar.
That's great. And you know what, man, Derek, I'm a little bit envious of you being in Nebraska, the home of Hero Stock 2023, bro.
Man, I'm so freaking excited about it.
Dude, it's going to be the place to be. And
I know.
Even though I'm in California, I told Jason, I said, bro, the wife and I, we're making plans. We're going to make
Jason Steiner, man, he's an incredible human being. I got the opportunity to like meet in person with him here a few weeks ago. It was incredible. He said
he really is. Sit down with you.
Yeah, he's so cool. He's just such a great guy. He's genuine.
Yeah.
He's real down to earth. He's got it figured out, and getting to see what he's doing and because of him, I've kind of seen, everything Nebraska's doing. And it's awesome.
Wow.
Man.
And honestly, I was telling him, I said, there's so many other things like the Rucket stuff I've heard about. There's just, there was all of a sudden I just started getting all kinds of stuff because, linking up with Jason, I was like, man,
Rucket up for Warriors.
The state to be, bro. Like, good Lord. Like, these guys, they got a lot of stuff to offer. And the Hero Stock thing, I'm super, like, that sounds like a fun thing. Like, everything TJ was just mentioning, the cornhole and the, music, all that stuff. Boom. You
everything.
Just named, basically, you just gave Hero Stock a plug right there.
Exactly, man. Hero Stock's going to be a great thing. Jason's doing such a great job. He's got to deal with Rucket Up for Warriors, and I think he found a motorcycle ride for TJ to come up. It's things like that. But I've really been looking at Nebraska, and I'm like, I joke a lot about on the Contagion Effect. I'm always commenting on their stuff. I'm always trying to keep up with them and do everything I can. I love those guys. Eric and Mike have just got things going for them. They're doing everything they can. I love it. I give them a lot of crap.
Much respect.
But it's like, it's just, I'm very excited, but I tell them every time on their podcast, I'm like, Nebraska's the epicenter of veteran, community right now, and it really seems like it is to me, just based off everything I'm seeing going on here. There's so much happening.
Lead the way, at least, and a lot of stuff, man.
At least in the public eye of things, we're really trying to take off and do the right thing, and I love seeing that, man. It makes me so proud of my state.
How aware of that were you before you started this and talking to other people, though, that was going on?
I had no clue other than like my Legion and talking to the Legion and stuff like that, but they're not out there doing this stuff like everyone else. And that's why we're trying to kind of, this younger generation isn't as involved as the older generation was with like the Legion and the VFW and doing all that stuff. So that's what we kind of want to be, is we want to replace that VFW Legion. We want to have a group of guys that can get together and hang out and talk, drink beer, do all this stuff, be there and understand the politics and the logistics that come along with everything going on in our community. And that's what I really want to see. I want to see guys get involved. I want to see guys build a family and be there for each other. I'm so excited about it. It gets me excited every time I think about it. Thinking about where we started from.
Yep.
It's like we started here and now we're here.
Yeah. Yeah. I mean, you guys definitely have come a long ways. I've been, checking you guys out, listening to your shows. I love, it is, it's different watching when there's co-hosts and two people to bounce things off of. And
Right.
you and TJ definitely, knowing each other and being friends for a while and just, knowing when it'll dig each other here and there and what kind of shit to dig each other on. I mean, it makes for a good time. And, even though you guys may get off topic or whatever, you're not necessarily getting off topic. You're still keeping it lighthearted, man. You're kind of still, whether you think you're focusing on this topic or not, you're doing the thing that you're set out to do is mental health, and they're just having fun. You know what I mean?
And that's the biggest thing for us, man.
Yeah,
it's like mental health is just being open-minded and being able to talk around it and talk about it. And that's all we want. We want guys to be able to talk about their feelings or talk about their emotions. And we talk a lot about men's health as well. So if, we didn't grow up as men with the same, availability to emotions and everything like that as women. If you shared your emotions, if you were crying, at least for me, it was like, knock that off. Yeah. We didn't have that chance to sit there and be open-minded about it.
Yeah, it was man up,
Yeah.
Right. Yeah. Oh, hell yeah. Oh, hell yeah.
Yeah.
Definitely back in the day, take a straw and suck it up.
Yeah.
Yeah, exactly. And we're trying to change that. We want to see a lot of change in the men's health side of things. We want to see guys be able to express themselves. I mean, I don't want, men to be women, necessarily.
No, yeah, right.
Like, I don't think we're trying to take that over or anything like that. But
I think the message is that, I don't think that you have the capability of being your best you if you're not on the right mindset. I mean, I can tell you, bro, anytime I've ever been on the worst, shittiest mindset, my fucking thoughts are not right. And even I've been there with my wife when I'm like, she's sitting there like everything in the world is falling apart and I'm not seeing the world falling apart. It's because that's where her mindset's at. And I'm trying to, steer her back and say, hey, listen, we're not, that's not the scenario that's going on. That's kind of the scenario you've painted up in your mind. And then you got to start bringing it back down. That happens to a lot of us. When you start getting in your fucking mind, man, and you start playing tricks on your mind, sometimes you get yourself stuck in this mindset and you need something or someone to kind of steer you back and say, hey, bro, hey, it's fucking, hey, wake up,
Yeah,
that's not what's going on.
Yeah, we just want people to know that it's okay to not be okay, and and they need to realize that. And then when you reach a point where you legitimately need help, then reach out and try to get help for yourself, because people think it's cowardly or unmanly or whatever, to ask for help, but that's really not the case, because it takes more courage to admit that and put yourself out there and show that vulnerability and ask for help than it does to not. You know what I'm saying?
Well, think about how much of a better, fighting force or better anything that we could have if people have a clearer mind. It's so many people, and unfortunately, society induces a lot of stress to us. Just throwing a cell phone in your hand or anything like that, just like starts creating more stress on us. But as long as you can start finding people to deal with your stress and like there's even there's so many more avenues nowadays than there ever has been. There's that crisis lifeline number, that 988. You can just press one for the veterans and stuff like that. You can get, help from them. There's all other kinds of, there's people like us, other veterans. There's retreats. There's just so many more things that have concentrated on mental health that we never had back in the day. And I think what needs to happen, more or less, is being able to get it in front of everybody's face and just make them be
Yep.
aware of, oh, there's that, there's this.
Yeah.
Oh shit, no shit.
Yep.
Because there's like fishing groups out there, Tackle 22 Fishing. They take veterans out fishing, and stuff like that
Yeah.
for free, no cost whatsoever, for to help them with mental health and stuff like that. And I think it's great that the veteran community is trying to bridge the gap between first responders and the veteran community and saying, hey guys, we're not just thinking about us in this situation, but we want to include first
Right.
responders who, man, these motherfuckers are seeing shit day in, day out.
Yep.
Right.
And most of them probably see more shit than most enlisted. So
Right.
Oh, yeah.
We talked
can't leave
to
them behind
Primal.
or forget them. These are stateside people doing shit day in, day out.
As I say, we talked to Primal Outfitters. They're another fishing outfit. They're incredible. If you get a chance to talk to him over there, he's incredible. They're doing great things, free fishing trips. He does about anything you can think of. If you want to do it,
Okay,
he's out
yeah.
there to do it.
Yep. Up there in
and-
Michigan. Anybody around
Yeah,
there?
they're in Michigan. So if you want to give them a shout, give them a shout. They're in the Great Lakes and what have you. And yeah, I totally get what you're saying. First responders, that's kind of where we started in the beginning. I was a firefighter EMT for 10 years. And, I had the great chance to get to see that and do that. My whole family does that. My brothers and my dad's fire chief. Both my brothers are firefighters, paramedics. And you see some shit, man. Like you see a lot. And to think that they don't go through worse or exactly the same as what we did in the military, you'd be out of your goddamn mind. I mean, you really would. They're dealing with things every day that we don't want to deal with, that people don't want to deal with. So I've got a great
Some
respect
bad shit, crazy motherfuckers out there.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying. And first responders, police officers, they're doing the same thing, man. They're out there. They're dealing with shit we don't want to deal with. They're seeing the worst and the ugliest of people every day, and
Yep.
I'm just so proud of them for what they do.
Doctors and nurses.
Yeah,
Because
Absolutely.
all they see is the bad shit. You know what I'm saying?
Yep. And they gotta deal with the outcome of they're not able to save a life.
Right.
The families, that have the heartache, and they take it out on, the first responders and people that are sitting there
Yep.
dealing with this up front, man. So, definitely trying to, make sure we include them and as well. I'm trying to get them, as the same respect as I do veterans on the show. I think they have great stories, and I'd love to try to embellish on those kind of people, because a lot of these people don't look for any kind of attention, man.
Right.
But they deserve a lot of it.
Well, a lot of people don't
the big
realize.
vision for you guys? What's
I mean, it's still we're still in the works of it all. You know what I mean? Like we don't have the money to really make anything happen, and we don't make any money with what we're doing, and so it's still kind of a long shot. So really, I think right now our main focus is just getting out there and letting people know that there's groups like us that are doing what we're doing, and we also we have a lot of other people on our podcast like Primal Outfitters and Irreverent Warriors and people like
22
that.
Mohawks.
Oh yeah, definitely 22 Mohawks, man. They're awesome. Just getting their names out there also, so that people can see, because each one of these groups or whatever, they do different things. It's all for the same end goal, right? To stop veteran suicide, or just suicides in general, right? But they all bring something different to the table. You know what I mean? So we try to get their names out there for people to realize that there's groups that do this if this is what you need or what you're into, as far as like fishing trips, or like with 22 Mohawks, like Derek said, they do a really great job of getting veterans with service dogs and pairing them together. And that's a super important thing, that some people just don't know how to go about doing that, right? So if they hear about 22 Mohawks on our podcast, and they can Google it, or we try to put all the links to everybody in our all of our social medias and stuff like that, right? So at least now they have that avenue to find that thing that they're missing, that thing that they might need.
Yeah. Sit Rep 22. Well, I'm wearing their hat today. It's going to be Tom Ettinger and Mike out there. They're trying to get things out there, man. Where I'm super excited to see what becomes of Sit Rep 22 and what they've got coming out. They're making basically some technology to help vets, and they're doing a lot of things out there. I'm super excited about it. I just, where this goes is up to everyone that buys into it. If everyone's willing to buy in, everyone's willing to work with the system, then it's going to go endlessly far. So what else can we ask for, man, than other veterans looking out for each other?
That's great. I mean,
you're
starting to see it more and more, and it's kind of a great thing to see.
Yeah, definitely. For us, it's more about, it's not necessarily like just raising awareness, because I'm pretty sure that everybody knows that there's at least 22 veterans a day killing themselves.
Right.
Right.
And I say at least because it's really more than that. But
Yeah.
for us, the awareness that we're trying to raise is more for all the different avenues of approach that you have available to you, before it gets to that point.
Right.
So
that's good.
Yeah, it's about really, for us, it's been about networking and getting, we want, if somebody reaches out to us, we want to be able to say, hey, get in touch with so-and-so, or
Right.
hey, if I can't help you, well, let's get you to talking to so-and-so, or, get you the resources you need to take care of yourself, because there's so many avenues that you can go down to deal with PTSD or deal with, not wanting to kill yourself. There's music, there's equine therapy, there's a million different things. There's fishing, there's hunting, there's
Bike
all
clubs.
these different things. The gym, gyms,
mushroom foraging. I mean,
dojos,
there's
everything.
Yeah. You could.
We want to find.
it.
We want to find somebody in every state that we can get you in touch with, and multiple people in the state that we can get you in touch with. So if you need something, we can be like, hey, just hit them up, give them a shout. I know I can't help you at this particular moment, but I have somebody that can.
Oh, you're in South Dakota? Cool, man. Let me get you in touch with so-and-so here that does this,
Well, I'll try to, you know what? It's great because I've been actually wanting to kind of do something similar to this, so I can be a California guy for you. I got a lot of different agencies and things that have helped me during my rough times, as I've gone through some things that I think are very, would be very instrumental to helping people. Like they don't know about, like if you're having car issues and stuff like that as a veteran. There's groups out there that are out there and will help you pay for car repairs.
Right.
If you're hurting on your rent, help you with your rent. There's a lot of things out there that people don't realize, and then they're sitting there dying, and wanting to kill themselves because they can't get through it. But there's a lot of things out there. It's just getting, being able to get that one-stop shop where they can go and say, hey, I pressed California, boom, here's all the things for me, boom, holy shit, wow, okay,
right,
and or whatever, here's Nebraska, boom, here's all the things for me in Nebraska, like, oh gosh, okay, it'd be nice for someone to be able to go somewhere, and if there is that place, I've never heard of it.
Yeah, and I think Donald Dunn over at Two Drunk Guys in a Gun Room, I think he's tried to put together a very good list of things on his app.
I've definitely seen
on his
that.
application.
Yep.
I think he's done a very good job of that. We just want to do something, where we can be there for guys, and I love that he's doing that. And I think, what was it? One of our guests, I think it was Gil, right? Gil, does that sound right?
Yeah. What are you for doing?
When he sat there and he said, you've lived through 100% of your bad days.
Yep.
Let's just make it another, you know.
All of your hard times. Yeah, you've made it through 100%
you've made
of all
through
your hard
100%
times.
of your hard times. Just keep going, man. And that's where we sit there and we really are. It's like, just make it through the next second. And then that'll lead to minutes. Those minutes lead to hours. Just keep fighting through it, man.
Yep.
Yeah.
And,
So I was
and
thinking
love
about
that.
like doing something like it'd be nice to do like something like this, like a live weekly thing where we have a panel of, guys, and they just come on and we just talk about mental health. We just shoot the shit. And it's like, hey, if you're having a rough day, come on and talk it out with us, and we
That'd
kind of
be
try to make
incredible, man.
a pretty cool panel of it, and it just be a weekly one-stop shop. Come over here, hang out with the guys, girls, and come shoot the shit. Let's feel that camaraderie again, and we can have even a open link in there, and anybody that wants to jump on can jump on, and just
God,
like I
man.
said, be like an open chat type deal, man.
That'd be
We
awesome.
should make that happen. That sounds incredible. I would love to be
I
a part of something like that, man. That'd be
definitely.
I think it'd be a nice little community to start building up, and just like I said, a place to come chat. And then also it's a networking thing, right? Everybody starts saying,
Yeah.
"Oh, did you hear about this? Hey, check out this guy. Check out this guy." Oh,
Right.
because everybody, we all kind of have a little bit of our followers, our friends, family that watch the show, but they start seeing everybody together all the time, and there's, oh, let me check out that guy. Let me check out these guys or whatever.
right.
Yeah,
Yeah,
or
we try to
way
do
to
that too.
I mean, hell, you just even like that when you're talking about something like, man, you know what? I got a friend of mine who's struggling right now, and he could really use this particular organization. So now they have that, and they can send it to their buddy, and that might save a life.
Yep, exactly. And who knows, man? We could all just be sitting here talking about something and then mention something like, "No kidding, bro, you got that?" And then it just things
Right.
like that. Just you just bring conversation to the table, man. You never know. I mean, so many things come out of it.
Yeah, and that's the thing for us too. We're one team, one fight. We love talking to everyone else in the community, and it's we know we don't look at other talk shows or other podcasts as competition. It's just one team. We
Yeah,
look at it
yep.
as we have another teammate. We have somebody, because not everyone's going to like our podcast. Not everyone's going to like listening to me and TJ talk, but they may like listening to you talk. They like listening to Mike and Eric talk. They might like listening to Donald talk. The more people we can reach as a community, the better we're doing. Even if we're only 3 or 4 people, if you're reaching 50 people, then we're doing better. If we can save one life, like the great pandemic talk, is if we can save one life, that's all that matters. And I'm all about that, man. If we can save one life, if we can help one person, that's all I really want to do. I do. I love it. I love everyone in our community. I love everyone in this family we've built. And I hope we can do more for them. And that's every day for us, is trying to build and do better.
That's great, man. I mean, I didn't know for myself when I started podcasting kind of where it would take me or where it would go. It was just kind of off on a whim for me, man. I just like anything really for me in life, I just fucking all of a sudden get a fucking whim, and I'm like, all right, that's how I joined the Marine Corps, kind of same shit. But dude,
That's what we do.
I just picked up like my I had my gaming headset, dude, and my cell phone, and I went on, and I just I was like, I guess I'll just kind of tell my storyline, because I've been through some crazy shit growing up and all the way through my life. If nothing else, my kids might listen to it and know, like, oh, that's why my dad's an asshole, or that's why my dad's this or that. At least like they could go back and have like a little bit something to listen to. I was like, and then after a while, friends and family started kind of messaging me saying, "Hey, bro, I like what you're doing, man. Keep rocking." And I just, a couple messages here and there, man, and this like it kept me going. And I was like,
Right.
all right. And then after I started thinking, like, hey, I got a story. Everybody's got a story. Let me just start bringing on guests. And then I just started. How I came across my first guest is He's best friends with my dad, who my dad passed away in 2020. And he was like my best friend. But his buddy still reaches out to me. He was a Navy veteran, and I was like, "Hey, man, I was kind of struggling. I had reached out to a lot of guys I served with, and no one really wanted to come on. And I was like, damn. And so I was kind of struggling. He came on the show, man, and then I kind of just, from there, everything I just started thinking differently with everything. And each and every show, I try to get better, try to do something to make the show better every day or whatever, you know and just to see where it keeps going. I mean, I'm actually having a lot of fun. It's putting me in touch with cool guys like you guys, and all this other community, like you said, that I'm just like started getting to know as I've joined the group and everything. I'm like, damn, man, these guys are all great guys, and I feel like we're all like kind of wanting the same thing, and we all want to see the same thing happen. And it would be great to see any one of you guys just burst off and be the next Joe
Right.
Rogan or something,
Yeah,
Yeah,
definitely.
exactly.
Like, hell yeah, bro, those are my boys. I know
Yeah.
them. I'm
Exactly.
fucking
Right.
so happy for them, dude. Because I mean, anymore, I feel like that's where I'm at in life. I'm cheering my brothers and sisters on. I want them to see. I want everybody to do good, man. I want to see you be happy. Everybody deserves that, man. And whatever that may be, go live your dreams. Doing something like this, if you were, like doing radio or something like that, just get in front of a fucking camera, get your gaming mic on, and just do it, man. Just fucking do it. And you never know where it's going to take you. You don't know what happens unless you turn the switch on and start going, right?
Yeah.
No,
Well, that's
I
my
love
thing
that.
too. I was talking to one of my cousins a while back, and they're just talking about how like there's one of their really good friends. They're always in like competition with them, And I was like, a little bit of competition is good, But what you don't need is people that whenever competition is good because it pushes you to better yourself, right? But the kind of people that you need in your life and surrounding you aren't the ones that are always trying to compete with you and trying to be better than you. But whenever you're doing well, and if you succeed and go above and beyond what's happening, that they're right there cheering you on. If they're not cheering you on, then those might not be the kind of people that you need in your group. You know what I'm saying? Like in your
Yep.
circles. So you might
100% agree, bro.
just be wary of that. That's what.
Yep.
Yeah, I love
Exactly.
that. And like you were kind of talking, family, and I love that. This is going to be my opportunity to kind of brag up and kind of talk about. I just wanted to give a big shout out to my uncle. He just passed away. He was in Vietnam in the army, and he was really growing to be like one of my best friends. And I'm super thankful for that opportunity. He was an amazing guy. He got a Bronze Star in Vietnam, and I loved listening to him talk because he'd always be like, "I didn't do anything, man," and you're like, "You got a Bronze Star? We talked about you didn't do anything." But we none of us knew that. He was just he'd lighten up a room when he came in, and I loved him for that. He was always there for everybody, and it kind of reminds me to be there for everybody as well. That we just have to be there and look out for each other. And I'm so blessed to have had the time I had with him, and I want to take a second to just remember him and do that.
Much
So
respect, man. Yeah, much respect to 'em. Those Vietnam veterans definitely never got the utmost respect that they absolutely deserve. I always
Right.
go out of my way to thank them. I've paid for meals. I mean, anytime I see a guy wearing a hat, and I'm just like, oh, Vietnam veteran, oh,
Right.
just like I'm coming over there, probably scare the shit out of him, bro. He's just like,
Yeah, welcome home, brother.
Yeah.
yeah. I'm just
Welcome
like,
home.
fucking,
I'm not
he's like,
spitting on you. I
shoot
haven't.
this
Yeah.
motherfucker. Yeah, like,
Yeah, I'm
no, I
not
love
gonna
you, man. I
be over
love
here
you.
burning flags.
Yeah,
Yeah.
nah.
I'm not going to try
But you
to
know
pee
what?
on you.
Also,
nothing.
I was thinking about this, and let me run this idea by you guys. I kind of talked to you, Derek, about it too. Is doing a Veterans Day type of program where we, bring everybody on, and even a Marine Corps birthday. I forgot about that too. So we got a couple things to
Yeah, I'd
talk
love
about.
to, man.
We got some episodes to talk about. But I was thinking maybe we have the Contagion Effect host and they bring on all the veterans, like, from all the different veterans, and we'll have a panel, and we'll just have a nice little Veterans Day, panel. I haven't even talked to the Contagion Effect about it, but I thought that would be kind of cool to have them be the host
I would
of
love
it.
that, bro.
And
They'll be down.
Yeah, they'll be down. I'll text them right now.
Yeah.
I guess I can talk to Eric, dude. Eric will be on board, and then Mike's just like, all right, what did you get us into now?
Yeah.
I think let's make it
I love
happen,
it.
man. I would love that. And I was thinking kind of the same. I'm kind of thinking the same thing for like a Memorial Day episode. You know what I mean?
Yeah, dude.
Yeah.
I want to keep this thing. I would love to build it up where not only we have our own podcast, but maybe we all have a collective one where we all come on and, dude, if you don't show up that day and you can't show up, whatever. But everybody that shows up, I guarantee one or two guys shows up, and just keep it going. You know what I mean? A place to meet up. And
TJ, what are you doing Memorial Day?
It sounds like we're gonna have like a max exodus, like or mass, not max, but mass exodus order, because you get all these veterans and everybody that are like us all together. We're probably gonna wind up getting banned.
Yeah, that's fair. What are you doing?
Well,
Memorial Day,
we
TJ?
might have to stay off Facebook to stay
Got you
on.
covered.
We'd probably have
AT
to
or
just
anything?
do a straight up YouTube event on that one, because I think Facebook's the place that would probably start shutting us down.
Yeah,
What if we
man,
did a Memorial
Facebook
Day
just-
memorial episode?
I'm
That'd be
down.
sweet.
I don't think I have anything pressing.
You, me, Contagion Effect, try to get Tom Edinger, Jason Steiner, all these guys in their podcast, try to get everyone together.
It would be amazing. See if I know Donald's. You'd have
Yeah,
to do
Donald,
some kind of
get
an
Donald
evening to try to
on.
get Donald in there.
Yeah, we should make this happen, man. That'd be freaking dope.
I think we should, man. When we get offline or whatever, at some point in time, we'll definitely get this thing formulated and start talking to everybody else about it. I know I've been thinking about it in my mind, and just every so often I'm just speaking to whoever I see. I'm just like, hey, I think we gotta do this.
I like it, man.
Yeah, we can all get together and we can just have a really big debate. We can have a masturbation, if you will, and then just all of us masturbators could.
We'll just call it the circle jerk.
Get our heads together and come up with a great idea.
Dude, I would love it, man. I think I think we could pretty much cover
the masturbation
most of the branches. We could get Joey Edibles from the Air Force. There's a couple other people
Sounds like
we can bring on.
Yeah, maybe TJ try to get the Stone Vet, man.
Yeah, man. I'll do that.
Yeah, definitely
That'd
try
be
to.
dope.
We'll talk about it. See, I think the most we could have on is 10. So, but I was gonna see, like, I think the Contagion Effect. I think they typically, I think the Contagion Effect typically record in the same area. I'm wondering if for that one show they can actually record on one camera, so it only takes up one slot, and then we get 9 other veterans in there. So
let's try to get as many suckers as we can on a show.
Yeah, I mean, if there's other people that just fucking sit there and get on the camera with each other, then
Yeah.
the more the
I've
merrier.
done that before here. So I mean, if I get the Stone Vet on, then either maybe I can go to his place or he can come over here, and then that'd be
boom,
putting us together. Yeah,
absolutely.
That'd be so cool, man. Let's try to get as many people as we can on a podcast. That'd be freaking awesome.
Bro, I think it would be great, and I think it would be an awesome thing. Like I said, just a weekly meetup or something, and we all just come in, talk trash for an hour or so, whatever it may be, call it a day, and then boom.
That'd be so good, man. That'd be so good. I would love that.
I think that'd be a lot of fun.
The weekly masturbation. I'm about
the
it.
weekly masturbation. I like this.
We're weekly masturbators,
It's in the work. Here we go. This is how things were born. I mean, Marine Corps was born in a freaking tavern. Hey.
Yeah, right. Just a bunch of guys getting drunk. You know what? Like, I feel like shooting some people.
I feel like we should do that. That'd be a great idea. You know what I mean?
Ah, fuck yeah!
Yeah, brother.
Sons of bitches.
We should put a bunch of.
We should ride on their boats and
God damn, we should put a bunch of drunk guys on boats. Son of a bitch. Why didn't
think
we
you're
think
onto
of this?
something.
I think you got an idea. Get his drunk ass up there in that tower. God damn it. That's what I need.
Man,
Oh,
I think it
it'd be
would be
so
a lot
good.
of damn fun, dude. And we could even do like little trivia games on like the military slang dictionary. You know, things
Let's
like
do
that. We
this,
could
man.
even do that. We could have some fun. Well, hey, let's just do a little. Let's meet a couple while we're on here. So if anybody, this is a little shout out to veteran television, also known as Vet TV.
Yeah, Vet
This is
TV,
the
by the way, Donnie O'Malley, we're still trying to reach out to you, man.
Yeah. What's
We're
up, Donnie?
still trying to
Come on,
get that. What's up? Holler.
But let's see what some of these things are, man. I went into the F's and oh my gosh, bro. There we go. Might get banned just from reading these. Face fuck. When you
that sounds.
repeatedly gag someone with your cock, humping someone's face and forcing your dick down their throat.
Pretty self-explanatory, you ask me. But
That sounds
Yeah,
accurate.
it really is. But these guys, they like
We're trying to do
to
that.
give you the nice little breakdown on it, though.
I'm just gonna
A
sit
fart
here with my
bag.
book and be happy.
You guys ever hear of this one? Fart bag.
I have not. What's
A
let's go
sleeping
with
bag system. So obviously, putting your sleeping bag over your head, over someone's head after they fart or whatever.
It's a Dutch oven.
Man. Yeah, it's the military term for a Dutch oven. What else we got in here? Field goggles. Sea deployment goggles. Huh. Oh
You
man, these
got
are
a
freaking.
reference.
These are great.
They really are.
These things are great, man. There's like
You gotta.
tons and tons.
Well,
How many
so for
pages
me,
in
the
this
fart
thing?
bag it's your fart sack. It's a piece of gear, right? So you have the it was the waterproofing element towards your sleeping system, right? So you could put your you put your sleeping bag into the fart sack, or maybe the fart sack. No, hang on, I got that backwards. I think the fart sack was like it was either the waterproofing thing for your
The
sleeping
fart
bag.
sack is a sleeping bag, bro. The fart sack is the sleeping bag. You fart in the sleeping bag, put it over. Now it's the bag.
But I remember
a
like
Dutch
in boot
oven.
camp, they were always telling us like grab your fart sack, and so that was it was the waterproofing lining for your sleeping bag in case like you're out in the field in your sleeping bag and it's raining and you don't get soaked. It just it's like a poncho for your sleeping bag.
Man, they've even got me in
So-
that book.
so
They
since
got
we're-
no
since
talent. They've got no talent ass clown in there.
Yeah, there you go.
Since we're talking about some of this fuckery shit, you guys ever do any MRE bombs
Oh yeah.
Oh yeah,
with the Tabasco sauce?
man.
Tabasco sauce.
Fucking
You
throw it in
slam that
someone's-
sucker in that
throw it in
MRE
someone's
bag, that
hooch.
heater bag. I threw it
Yeah.
into our S4 shop, and they were pretty
Oh
pissed off. at me.
shit!
No, the only way to do that, by the way, is all right, look, check it out. Empty water bottle. This one's not empty, but so the little heating bag or whatever
You
the
take the heating elements out of the bag and you
Yeah.
shove it
You
in
got
the-
some
in the water
PFC.
bottle.
You got some PFC in here watching right now. Like, oh hell yeah!
Listen, this is what you want to do if you want to be like me and have. I'm just saying, not trying to brag or like toot my own horn or anything, but like I'm really good at fuckery. Okay, but if you want multiple NJPs or as like they like to call them in the Army, Article 15s, but I excel in that field. But anyway, take an empty water bottle. You take your MRE heater, shove it in there, and you fill it up full of Texas Pete or Louisiana sauce. Whatever your service provides you. You shake that son of a bitch up real good. You toss it in someone's tent or Kwanzaa hut or whatever the fuck people are staying in now, and it builds up pressure. And then this thing's going to explode with a really loud boom and have basically tear
Oh,
gas on
no.
them.
Ghost pepper
Yeah, so
sauce.
you
would
went
be
The
way
fantastic.
extra with that shit. See,
If you
now the
get some
fucking
ghost
staff
pepper
and
sauce, that's
COs.
what's up,
Now you
man.
got all the staff and COs like, what the fuck was that?
That's not
that's
extra.
why
That's
you-
basic.
Just-
That's 101.
I would love
Yeah.
that, man. It'd be so fun. It really is 101. It's just
Yeah.
basic fuckery for the younger generation. If you haven't done it, do it.
Yeah,
If you haven't gotten in
It's a
trouble,
lot of fun.
you're not winning.
exactly.
A little bit, you know.
And-
Have some fun.
And I'm a winning son of a bitch because I'm really good at getting in trouble. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah, you have been the winningest. What are we up to? You've picked up rank 16 times, 15 times.
Oh,
So changed.
You've changed
rank.
rank 15 times, 16 times.
Yes. Mhm.
oh, there's a better comment.
I'm going for a record. You know.
Just like you
making it
acquire
happen.
stuff, right? I mean, we acquire things.
Yeah, you tactically acquire.
Hey, so TJ, dude, you're still serving though. You're still serving this great nation, huh? We haven't really talked about that much.
Yes.
Let's talk about it. You don't want to talk about it, or what?
No, it's good. Yeah. You have questions?
Army now?
Let me have it.
Brother.
What do you got?
Let's get there. Let's talk about it. No, you just let us know about it. So what made you go, and when did you join?
All right, so I got out of the Marine Corps active duty in 2013. It was December of 2013, right? Shortly after that, I met a girl, started dating her, and what have you. We ended up getting married and having a baby, and then now I have 3 wonderful, beautiful, wild feral animals living in my house. But so at the time, I was trying to figure out what I was going to do for a career, right? I was working and stuff. I got laid off from the company I was working at, and I got laid off I think it was 3 months before I had my first kid. So I'm like, oh shit, what am I going to do? I don't have a job, I don't have any insurance, anything like that. So I just trying to do what I could to provide for my family and stuff. So I decided that I would join the Army National Guard, and that way I would have some insurance and stuff like that, at least for, my wife and my child and stuff. So that's what got me there, right? I did that, and that was in 2017. And, I'm not the sharpest light bulb to fall off the tree, or however the saying goes, but I stayed in.
Can't even get the saying right, bro.
No, it's all good, dude. Hey, whatever.
No,
you know what I'm saying?
Yeah, I know what you're saying.
But yeah, so I joined the Guard for insurance purposes, and 6 years later, I'm still in the Guard. So that was, to be 100% honest with you, the whole insurance thing for the family was more of my tactic to convince my wife to let me join the Guard. But I think what really the real reason was I really missed the camaraderie. I just missed being in the Marine Corps, man. It was, which is really funny because I can't whenever I got out, I was like, fuck yeah, I'm free. I grew, my freedom beard, and that son of a bitch, my beard was down to my nipples. I had a pretty hefty beard. But I just missed it, man. So I obviously wanted to get back into the lifestyle and have the camaraderie and shit like that. But yeah, also for insurance, kind of lost track of what I was saying here. I'm terrible about this, but so Guard, what was your other question? What made me join the Guard?
Yeah, I mean, what made you? I mean, well, we talked about that. Basically, you covered that whole thing. Yeah. You said it was for insurances, but you missed the
that's how I convinced. Yeah.
Anyway, but so now what do you got? A total of 10 years that you've been in?
Yeah, I'm at 11
now.
Well, it'll be 11 years. Yeah, in October, and then when this contract's up, it'll be 12 years. So it's kind of a shit to get off the pot. You know what I mean? Either re-enlist and stay until I retire, or get out and be done with it.
What rank are you right now?
E5, baby.
E5,
number 15.
Yeah, bro, you're really making it up that chain quick.
Yeah. Hey, I'm all about. Listen, I know that chain well. Just saying.
You've gone down it a couple times and back up it, huh? So, what's your plan, dude? Are you going to distance, or are you gonna do? You done after the 12 now?
Yeah, I'll be 100% honest with you.
Or you're gonna make that decision at 12 that day?
Yeah, I'll let you know next October.
Let's be real honest. You're not staying in.
I don't know, man. We'll see what it is.
And as soon as you get out, you're like, gosh, damn it! I wish I would have stayed in.
Shadow Mark's about
And
to
then
be
you
the next
stay
big
in.
thing, so it's not going to be. He's not going to
Exactly,
stay in
bro.
it too long.
Yeah.
Hey, man.
If we kick it off and Joe Rogan's begging us to come on our show, then maybe I might not re-enlist. We'll see.
Yeah. So, I know we're getting all over the place here, but kind of with your guys' show, do you guys kind of have like a set time? You guys go live? Do you guys pre-record? Kind of
Saturdays at
or do you guys
7.
just make it work?
Saturdays at 7 typically is when we go live. And then other than that, we're also trying to, fit in everyone we can. So we're also recording pre-recording and doing some things. Like I said, we're going to be releasing the Barbara Sim episode here next week or the week after that.
Yeah.
To get that out there. We've got the Dad Bod Vet coming on Saturday tomorrow.
Tomorrow.
Oh, yeah, that's gonna be.
So that's going to be a dope episode. We're super excited to have him on.
Yeah, that's great.
Like, I'm just super excited about it. So yeah, next week we'll be releasing the Barbara Sim episode, and then TJ will be kind of AFK or MIA, whatever you want to call him, for June. So we're just we're going to squeeze people in where we can and get them in. That way we have episodes to release every week. And if not, I'll be doing it with me, myself, and I, or with me, myself, and you, or somebody anybody that's happy to fill in. So we're excited to be there.
Yeah.
Get this thing done.
I do me, myself, and I a lot, bro. It's a different world when you're doing it by yourself. It is.
Yeah.
It is rough when no one's laughing, or even if you're just like talking to the camera, and sometimes you're like your eyes like spacing the camera. You're just like, oh man. I know.
Yeah, I'm proud of you, man. Though you've been killing it.
I don't know how you do it, man. I'll be honest with you. Like, so I could have an amazing guest, but I'm not a starter. You know what I'm saying? Like, I don't know how to kick it off, or I could probably figure out how to end it. But like, I'm just a filler. You know what I'm saying? Like, I'm real good for like the, like one-liners.
No, you guys play off each other real well. I mean, you do see Derek. He's running, and then he'll be like, "Hey, TJ, this is your friend. You served with him, bro. Come on."
Yeah. No, I'm just not
I
good
kick him into it, man. I just kick him into it.
Yeah, I gotta have something. I gotta have someone kick me in the ass. Be like, "Oh, that's what I need." Cool, man. I got you. Like, coming up with it, I'm not good at it.
You do better than you think, though. That's what I love about TJ is he's really good on the spot. So if I just put him on the spot, he does great.
Yeah, he likes doing that to me. I'm not a fan of that, by the way. Just so I don't know if we've ever had this discussion or not, but
we haven't had that discussion. But I kind of figured you weren't a big fan of it. I just keep doing it anyway.
It's just how it works.
You
Welcome
can see
to
it
the
happen
show.
too on the show. Yeah.
I'm just like, hey, this is your spot, TJ. So fill in.
Yeah, I'm sorry, I didn't know what you were
So right now you guys are like weekly, like 1 week, at least one a week.
Yeah,
it's a plan.
It's a plan. Nice.
It's kind of hard to do. We're both super busy or whatever, and like with the full-time jobs and all those stuff going on, the families, and then me being in the garden, being gone for weeks at a time, and or on the trying to go live Saturdays and stuff like that. Just we try to make it work the best we can.
Yeah, that was TJ's way of kicking me in the nuts. Actually, was by saying families. So it was just him being like, "Sucks to be you, man." Sitting there by yourself.
That's not what that was. You still have your kids and stuff that you gotta spend time with and be
talk
with.
Whatever
it is.
I like giving TJ shit. It's my pastime.
I can't tell. No way.
I've got my dogs, man. I've got my dogs at home, and then you can see I got guitar and guns. So that's how I live life.
I love it. I definitely know that we all could hang out and have a damn good time. That's why I'm hoping you guys go to Hero Stock because I'm definitely
I'll be there, brother.
Out there myself. And damn, it'd be badass to be able to hang out with everybody.
I think so.
It doesn't turn into one of those like fucking hangover type situations. We all wake up the next day missing teeth and shit.
That's usually how it goes, though. I think that's
how
it,
bro.
You'd be
fucking
surprised how often that does happen.
sitting there
Sounds like a regular
spitting out-
Wednesday to me. You know?
spitting out
That's a
fucking
Tuesday,
crayons.
right?
That would be great. Well,
Yeah,
hey
I
man,
love
is
it.
there
Let's make it
anything
a
else you
weekly
guys
thing,
want to
man.
pass on about you guys' show or anything else?
Man, I just want to say I love everyone. I really do. I can't tell you how much I appreciate you. I can't tell you how much I appreciate everything you're doing. I can't tell TJ how much I appreciate him, everything he's done for me. I just think everyone's really out there. I love seeing everyone out there doing what they're doing right now. We've got such an amazing group. I want to give a big shout out to the Contagion Effect. I want to give a shout out to Every Second Counts with Tom Egger. Like we had talked about, Jason Steiner with Hero Stock. I mean, everyone's out there really getting it all done with Two Drunk Dudes in a Gun Room. Thank you so much.
Yeah.
God, I know there's so many more.
Yeah.
Bro,
and
I
I'm
mean,
just
you're hitting so
brainstorming right
many,
now.
so many heavy hitters. They're all heroes. I mean,
Yeah,
every
dude.
name you named. I mean, it's just every time I talk to someone, I just like, you're like, well, I'm not doing enough. Like, you know what I mean?
Right,
Some of these
exactly.
guys are just, some of these
They're
guys are
so great.
amazing, and I'm glad to be in their presence and get to talk to them. And now I got, some of these guys' cell phone numbers, and hey, you guys are always welcome to hit me up on my cell phone too. Now,
Yeah,
and
exactly.
you have it, TJ. You get
Same.
it from Derek. I mean, dude, you guys are always we're brothers here, and
Exactly.
I don't just talk the talk. I want to walk the walk too. You know what I mean? So
Same.
I'm
If you're going to talk
readily
about it, be
available
about
to
it.
any
That's
of my
what we are.
brothers and sisters that are in need. But I really appreciate that. Was some really good shout outs. Anything from you, TJ?
Yeah, man. So I do want to shout out for 20 Mohawks for one. I know that they were trying to do I don't know what they're calling it, like a combined tandem jump on Memorial Day, right,
Yep.
Derek? Where
Yep.
they're trying to get somebody from every state to jump out of an airplane, around the same time. Obviously, time frames and what have you, but they're doing that on Memorial Day, so they might be needing some more people.
Not the one
to fill all 50 states, but
damn.
So if you're wanting to jump out of a plane, and
Do it.
yeah, dude, you might try to hit them up, Google them, get them on Facebook. They have the 20 Mohawks family on Facebook, and see if they don't have somebody for your state yet, and you might be the one.
Yeah, that'd be dope. 22 Mohawks is an incredible organization.
Yeah, they're awesome.
Nate McDonald
Yep.
or Reverend Warriors. Hit him up. He's an incredible guy. There's just so many people. And then what I would think would be great is if you kicked it over to TJ to do his annual speech on our show.
Is that what you want to happen?
Yeah, let's do it.
So, like I always say in all of our episodes is, if someone reaches out to you and they're having issues, just don't be a cocksucker. All right. Listen to what they have to say. Try to show empathy, whether that's who you are or not, because it might be a real thing. Maybe they really do need some help. And especially if it's somebody who doesn't really reach out very often with like heartfelt things, then just don't be a cocksucker. Just take it in and try to point them in the right direction, because you might be the one that they need to talk to get that out their chest to save their life.
It's literally my favorite speech I think I've ever heard. I'm so excited about it. I get excited about it every time. So thank you so much, man, for having us on. I
appreciate it.
I cannot tell you how much I appreciate it. It's been incredible. Absolutely. Anytime you need to talk shop, bullshit, hit me up, hit TJ up. We're here for you.
I can tell you what, man, you guys definitely bring smiles to my face. So you're touching people. So, I mean, I love watching your guys' show. I was super excited to bring you both on, man. I knew this would be, one of my favorites because you guys are great. And that's why I don't want this to be the end. I want us to have that one-stop shop where you bring all these guys, because I love hanging out with you guys all. So
Yeah, I do
this
too.
is
man.
this is a great way to do it. So
Yeah.
we're gonna get this ball rolling, man. Where we have a place where we all go meet up on one day a week or something. And if you show up, you show up. If you
I
don't,
would love
just
that,
have a
man.
great time.
Hell yeah,
Well,
just
we
banging out
don't-
episodes, getting the whole gang together, just having a big gang bang. You know what I'm saying?
Man, TJ goes right there, doesn't he?
He does every time, man. Yeah, I was gonna say,
Hey.
freaking, we may not have the craziest goddamn stories, or like we're not those military guys that are like, I saw 17 people shot and I fucking carried their arms around, but we had a good time in the military. We had a good time in the Marine Corps. TJ did some crazy shit. I know I saw some crazy shit, and it's like we don't like talking about it, but we like talking about the times we had in the military, and everyone is a team because we all did that. So,
100%.
Well,
to me, the craziest shit about all that is like even in those like worst times and all the crazy shit you did, there's still you can still find. Well, yeah, you can still find like some humor in it, or there's always like a silver lining somewhere there. You met somebody who I mean something there. So
we learned to deal with the roughest of times, and that's what I appreciate the most about the military community.
Yeah.
I mean, there's such a silver lining in everything we do.
Yeah.
I'm getting the chance now to hang out with Brian, and I'm so excited about it. We've had a chance to meet up with Contagion. In fact, everyone we've met so far, and I'm so thankful for it. I mean, and they don't have any idea how thankful I am.
Yeah, so to me, that's why I asked you when you were talking about
same thing.
Well, so when you're talking about Nebraska is like kind of like the epicenter of like veterans getting together. That's why I asked you, like, well, did you know about that before we started in the podcast and talking to everybody?
Man.
Because
that's what I'm saying. Yeah,
you're probably in the same boat that all the other veterans are in. Like, well, I don't know where to go. Like, there's nobody like me around here. You know what I'm saying? Which is
it's
obviously
crazy.
not true. People just don't know about it or know how to get in touch or who to reach out to, and that's what I love about what we're doing right now. Right?
Yeah, exactly.
We're getting it out there,
and that's what makes me even more excited about having a show that brings us all together, because a lot of us represent different states, and then we start talking about all the different things, and you're like, what? I'd like that here. How do we get that here? Or how, where do we have something like that or whatever? But it's just the conversations that we can get from it. My gosh, bro. And I mean, who knows where it could go, but I think it would be a fun time to have a great hangout. But,
I think so too. Brian, do you only sound good because you're like right next to the mic? Is that what I need to do?
Yeah, there you go. Yeah.
Oh, how bad do I sound? Hang on,
nice.
give me a second.
Because does it sound better?
It sounds really good.
God damn it! Yep. Damn it! Now I need to start holding my mic 6 inches from my face.
Let me start working on my podcasting voice, baby, mama. Oh yeah. Sorry. I'll work on it. I'll get back to it.
Yeah, I'm gonna keep doing this now. This is my podcasting voice from now on. I'm gonna be 6 inches from the mic. God damn it.
6 inches.
I keep seeing that's a good thing to do, and I refuse to do it.
He's always got double everything I got. You know what I'm saying?
All I got's 3 inches.
That's what I was getting at. Now you're trying to fucking double up on me.
Double up, bro.
God damn it! Now I need to really get one of those mic holder things that I can put like
these
my
things
mic in front of my face.
Dude, on Amazon.
I think don't they have those ones that like kind of fall down from the chicken here?
Yeah. How do I get one of those chicken dinners? A boom? Yeah, the boom. I need to get a boom.
Amazon, bro.
Have to happen.
Look at Amazon has really great deals. And
it does sound
good because
good.
My wife's a super big Amazon person. I get deliveries daily.
Oh my god! Have you seen Temu?
Temu.
It's like Chinese Amazon. It's great.
Oh boy.
I found a wild emu
about
one
that
time.
Shit. I don't need to know about any extra.
Bro, it's like Chinese Temu. Everything's like $3. It's so incredible. And I'll tell you what.
Maybe I do need to know.
Is that like Wish?
Yeah, that's what I'm telling you. My flag, my signs, Temu. I got them. They were like $3 each. It was crazy. It was the craziest shit I've ever seen in my life, and they're
Damn.
good quality. It's crazy to me. I'm blowing my mind.
Some little
Yeah,
kid. Some
I
little
don't-
kid, bro.
I usually just steal signs from
Put that together.
the bars.
Anytime you eat chocolate, you're eating little kid chocolate. I'm just saying. They use slave labor, child slave labor to make chocolate. So
And Nikes.
you know, yeah, and Nikes.
Just do it. Hey, shut
That's
up and
your-
just do it. Just do your job. You know, I don't know. I'm just assuming that's why you got their logo or their mod for my. I don't know.
Hey, you know what? You might be onto something, bro. Just do it.
Yeah, shut up.
Just do it.
Just fucking do
Yeah,
it.
it was just that's what they're telling the kids. Just do it.
Oh, bro. Oh, man. This is
God
great.
damn it! Now I'm excited about holding my mic 6 inches from my face. This is stupid.
Yeah, you're gonna see him now. He's gonna be all dun.
Yeah.
All
Welcome
right,
to the new
boys.
show.
All right, fellas, we're gonna go ahead and wrap it up, man. Anything else you want to say?
No, I just really appreciate you having us on, man, and
Absolutely.
taking the time out of your day to deal with us. You know,
No, man,
Yeah.
I love it. And like I said, we're gonna create another place that we can hang out more often.
Oh,
yeah,
hell
let's
yeah.
do this. Now,
Hell yeah.
God damn it!
All right. Hell
Seriously,
yeah. All right,
I'm still-
brothers.
I'm gonna be pissed
All right,
off
just
about
hold
this
tight
for
and
the
I'll
rest-
be back with you guys in a second.
All right, love you, man.
Love you, brother. All right, friends and fam, that wraps up another great episode, another great interview. Those guys are great, man. I am looking forward to the future, not only with them, but also for their podcast. You know, go out there, check these guys out. Appreciate everyone for tuning in, watching. Thank you, and have a great day. Arr.